lord.
Dang.
Evelyn, number 3. And yes, it was Penguin who played at number 2 after Clearlove.
I was about to say that. The only player in the league not named Clearlove to pick up Evelyn. Now he's the forerunner for the champion because he's picked it more times than the OG himself. This is going to be spicy.
It really is. And although, you know, I was half expecting, I should say, the Riven jungle, seeing the Evelyn is just that much better. Riven will be running into the Silas here for Icon versus Xiaohu, but 5 seconds to find out if the top.
These two, don't expect too much in the early game. Expect it to be instigated by Icon and Xiaohu.
Okay, very fair observation as well. Icon and Xiaohu, the instigators of this game. Locked in the back of my brain. Game 1 as well will show us how RNG are setting themselves up for playoffs. This is their very last series before locking in their position, but relying on other teams like EDG and JDG. They need the top 5 to help them secure top 4. We wait with bated breath as we go into game 1 of RNG and OMG.
光明的完美让宇宙热泪盈眶。
Alright.
RNG, where is the structure?
Look, it's a little bit scattered. I'm not going to lie.
Much
OMG
like this game.
fans.
Man.
Yeah. Much like the team, I was about to say, because OMG, they haven't really been looking in fine form until they start grouping. So let's see if they can pick it up just like their fans do.
I'm not looking too much towards OMG, although this game I might change that opinion. Evelyn number 3. I hope Clement's sitting at home getting excited for this. I know that when we did see the Clearlove Evelyn, we got excited. That is an electrocute on both junglers there.
Attempted 1v1, and they thwart all of the plans, also burning a flash.
Yeah. And look who's on the roam, though. Hang on. Bottom lane again. Remember, there's no summoner here apart from the flash for Chelly.
Oh boy.
But 5 burns down first. Chelly's next. Rendered. Double kill. RNG stop them in the bottom lane.
Moving all the way up, gets Penguin out of the way, then moves bot, and without the jungle interference and with no sums either, they easily bust down 5 and Chelly. That was such an easy gank from both the jungle and the support of RNG. Everybody should have been expecting it.
Yep, but Penguin can't get into the lane. Of course, level 3 Evelyn doesn't have the Demon Shade available, doesn't have that big level 6 mark. So Karsa making full advantage here of his early pathing on the Talia. 2 kills go over to Uzi in that trade. The lane was already going well for him. And now that he backs away, what swap him over? There's Karsa in the top lane. Xiaohu out of his righteous mind. Dali underneath the turret. Yeah, he can take it up inside the Chuckers land. Smite does, however, and that's a flash away from Ale. Karsa played it close to the chest, apparently, and Xiaohu's chasing him down.
That was a ridiculous amount of damage down onto Karsa. I'm pretty sure that Xiaohu was intending to tank it, but didn't actually land the long-range chains either, so gotta watch out for this.
I think Penguin thought he could do the dragon by himself.
Got
Hang on. Penguin, walk away. Penguin, stop. Penguin, allure. Hang on.
He's got smite.
4 versus... Yeah, I know. But the bottom lane was coming up. That was a bit close.
Look, I see what you mean, because if Kalista managed to get a couple of autos down, then it could have been dank.
Look at OMG's pick potential still.
It's on the ward.
Here comes Evelyn, Abyssal Voyage. Uzi's done it again. Caught out in the middle. You're right on top of the waters. That's it.
Wait a second, double TP?
Okay, Xiaohu in first, the tie in next. The mid and top lane are looking for it. Fear Beyond Death is onto 5 as he goes into stasis. Here comes the Galio as well. Ming trying to Fear Beyond Death them, or help out at least. Something Shove doesn't land. The tie at half health. Here comes Icon as well. Flashes on in. It's a whiplash of a fight. And one that doesn't find its mark either way. Decimating Smash is a swivel from Xiaohu, who still has the Sign ulti in hand.
Look, the collapses were good from RNG. I would have just liked to see it before Uzi died, because that way 5 members could have gone onto the top side. If it was a full-on fight from OMG, they could have committed to almost acing them. And with the Rift Hell nearby as well, it would have panned out so perfectly. But instead, they leave Uzi to the wolves because they weren't quite sure that there was a ward there.
Oh,
hold on.
Uzi's back up and available. Hello, hello. Even though he died moments ago, tries to take the fight, and Penguin's all the way back in as well. Doesn't have the ulti to escape. Ali comes back up, trades off for Karsa as Uzi gets the jungler from OMG.
Yeah, Uzi going very aggressive, not even going to be phased by the fact that he just got picked out, and he even goes 1v3, calling in Karsa to join at the last minute. Unfortunate for Karsa that he has to be the sacrificial lamb, but now we have to watch.
That's fake one, by the way. Don't get tested. Yeah. Close enough. And Xiaohu just running amok.
The ulti gone and stolen by Xiaohu as well. He can start initiating onto this Rift Herald, and RNG know this because they go straight for it.
That they do. Mountain Dragon for Rift Herald. I like this from OMG, let me just say. Shouldn't be too phased. Of course, with Chelly on top of that Rift Herald, he should be fine to clear it away, but give us a mountain any day.
And also, the fact is that OMG came out for the better of this because they actually very specifically timed it so that RNG couldn't get turret plating and also couldn't wait until the 20-minute mark to use it as a bait for
Whoa, as the tie locked down with the Chelly Crystalaro. Key burst in here as well. This looks to be the trade-off as Xiaohu brings him back in. Sniped down by Chelly. Big kill here for OMG, and now the race begins.
But Rift Herald is almost certainly going to win. I'm not too sure what Xiaohu is doing here because he's trying to disrupt, and yeah, he cleared out all of the wave as well.
Oh,
but
Preacher, I'll tell you what he's doing here. Keeping them from backing. Uzi, keep going.
All right. I quite like it because he cleared out the wave and he made sure that nobody else can go. Watch for the members of RNG. They're actually trying to intercept OMG as they make their way up top lane. This is even going to get one more charge.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous.
Rift Herald's going to get a full charger as well. Onto the turret, bops icon away. Of course, won't take down the inhibitor turret, but for RNG, the play all comes into fruition. Did the mid lane turret go down? I think OMG found the mid lane outer. Likes themselves. You still 1.5 items if you're OMG looking to secure like the Riven did just then.
And most importantly, you also need to start securing down some vision for yourself because OMG, take a look at the map. Not a whole lot of vision. 5.
Seismic shove, good catch potential onto 5. Silas has found Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Get ready because Fear Beyond Death misses, but Xiaohu has another ult.
They could have potentially engaged this, but here comes Karsa's ult.
Weaver's wall to make sure it just locks on down the turret. Icon might want to flip over the wall, but they Seismic shove Arlo, who's left on an island. Half health now for the Scion. Turret defended well by the wave clear of OMG, but RNG have other plans moving towards this bottom side, looking for a pick.
There is a lot of vision for OMG, so they know exactly where RNG is going, except for this rush. This is dangerous.
Oh, remember, Enchanted Crystal Arrow, they just turn onto the Tarm can. Xiaohu, arrow for arrow onto Chelly. Oh, the irony as he walks forward once again. Xiaohu spins to win, and Ming has execution range as Penguin finds it. Ale underneath the turret, the Ren doesn't come through as well, but Uzi still free hitting. Xiaohu comes in with the chain lash. Uzi walks on forward, and OMG are too low to continue.
But it wasn't that bad for OMG. They pick up 2 members of RNG, even though RNG get the better positioning, and they can start pushing their turrets.
This is what you fear going up against an Evelyn. Where is she? If Uzi's left alone, he will die.
They know that, which is why they're both got to start backing in the set.
No fights entirely. They're 3,000 gold behind. They're just trying to keep up in this game. But with this Mountain Dragon, they're starting to lose out on objectives, and RNG is starting to take over.
Not just Penguin, but also Icon will be chasing down Uzi. They need to watch out for that in the middle of the team fights. However, RNG's front line is simply way too strong combined between the Galio and also the Urgot. They've got solid interrupters.
Ooh, Karsa taking the Weaver's Wall. Journey, Chelly caught in the corner. Seismic shove. 5 dodges out as the hero's entrance going to join the fight. That's Ming. 5 in the mid lane here for RNG. Penguin is at the forefront, so no flank available.
The goal difference, not that large. It's not even a longsword for each member.
Hello.
All right.
Now, 5 should be tanky enough for this, but I say that. Take his Abyssal Voyage while you're at it. Why not? Xiaohu enters the tie, flips him, drops him, locks him. Chains.
Worse for OMG.
Means that OMG now have the fear of Baron being started, and here it goes. Scion ulti stole by Xiaohu, and 4 members on the Baron. Look at where Xiaohu is. Oh no, I can see this coming.
He wants it. He's staring it down. Baron's at 4K.
OMG walking into a choke in front of the pit. 2K now. The Penguin from the side ulties but can't find it. Here comes Xiaohu. Locks the AD carry. You can't even fear beyond death. He died that quickly as Ali gets flipped as well. Golden to preserve his life for another. OMG lose their members in what was such a clean Baron play.
Woo, and you gotta say, either commit or don't. OMG didn't know what they were doing. Penguin was trying to ult from the outside of the wall to the outside straight away anyway, so it didn't even matter, and everybody else on OMG realistically should have backed off because 5 was dead.
They're going to lose the maximum from this as well. Penguin not going to be able to find a solo target as they all group up. RNG taking in a turret in the mid lane, and their gold jumps to 6,000 at 25 minutes.
That's exactly what happens when you win a team fight to look more in form. And even though there was a botched engage coming out from them in the mid lane because 5 managed to save Chelly, they still look really beautiful doing so, which means that they're on the same page, they're all thinking about the same thing, and now we just need to see them execute it a little bit better.
And that's going to come down to Karsa. Karsa sitting in the side lane now as another ulti stolen. That's a Riven ulti. Let's go, Xiaohu. Did he just use Riven?
Yeah, he used it.
All right, he's now got a Blade of the Exile, apparently.
He does. You can't see it, but he does.
He does. All right, ulti's there. Wind Slash comes through, dodged away. Xiaohu's still a Riven, apparently, with his auto attacks. And Fear Beyond Death. What a snipe from Zatai.
Yeah.
Flashes in, gets the Riven, gets revenge. And Ming comes in with a shield of Duran. Kalista to clean house as well. OMG getting thwarted under their base. Xiaohu takes the ulti to the face. No effect. Zombie Scion drops as well, and OMG, one Nexus turret remaining. It looks like they'll just lose the other as the teleport comes through here. If we had any questions about RNG, Breachy, you said it so darn well. I think this will answer them as Uzi's retreating, seismic shove onto Icon. OMG are just looking for somebody. They'll find Uzi, but they will not find the game. Nexus coming up next, and Royal never give up, although OMG have tricked them round the block, and they want the kills to finish off. It'll be game one in very clean fashion.
Always rely on Ming. That last fight was instigated by him. He knew that his team was in the advantage and they could even tower dive. What does he do? Immediately W flashes under the turret. You know that this guy can always execute whenever the series.
What I'm curious about most of all, though, is where's the tie going? Scion, Aurelia. So far, it looks like he's on the Aurelia in the top lane against the Yorick, and I love this.
Top lane?
This is the biggest turnaround, though. Maybe not. They first pick the Scion, they pull out the Yorick, and then they come into their last rotation with an Aurelia. It could just love to see. On to Xiyang, who a fresh face in himself. OMG, second last series. For RNG, this could be it. Last time you see Zatai, Xiaohu, Uzi, Ming, and Karsa before Aurelia into Yorick.
I like it because Icon's main job is to be AoE in the middle of the team fight. So first of all, he needs to get there, and second of all, into a melee matchup regardless of what it is, being able to move away faster is always a perk.
It's also a perk seeing that they press the attack on the Kindred. A lot of the time recently we've seen the Conquerors. We're going to see a quick engage here from Karsa. Spots out Penguin, who waiting for the seismic shove still, but he's got a rock toss. Burning down. Penguin flashes out of vision. Might find it with the smite. Karsa! That was an insane 1v1 outplay.
Don't forget.
Outplay by Penguin. Just unfortunate the Scuttlecrab was nearby and the smite goes over to Karsa. So a better outplay wins. We'll now find one in the bottom lane as well. OMG 3 versus 2. Uzi's out of position once again. The taunt will go in, but Penguin recovers and helps Chelly do so too. Very
smart to give it to Chelly as opposed to take it for himself. Usually junglers want to get the early kill so that they can impact the rest of the map, but they know that this is going to be a very difficult matchup for Chelly. Immediately gives him the gold to even it out and make sure that he can get a Vampiric Scepter to not get poked out.
Almost died as well. Poke coming through from Uzi, but he teleports back to lane. Return gank as Chelly heals up.
Here's the TP as well.
Oh, the flash forward. Ming now has to survive. Teleport was cancelled in the top lane, however. Now watch for Uzi as the damage is there. The flash away from Ming. Oh, man, Uzi is just going to burn down 3 members at once. 5 will have to pop the grey health, but walks out of there. Penguin, Chelly, 5 are all too low to stay.
And that is what happens when you just get baited by your own TPs. Icon used it in the mid lane because he wanted to join. Immediately got knocked up by Xiaohu. Usually when we see TPs, it's to bait the enemy, but that baited themselves in the top lane.
Now for Zatai onto Xiyang, the flash immediately away from the seismic shove. Zatai underneath turret, drops from the cage, has to flash. Xiyang waits for the timing and secures it. That Karsa coming over the top lane, exploiting that advantage he gained early on as well. While Penguin takes some of his raptors, so the recovery game now in effect for OMG's jungler.
It is, but we still need to watch out for both of these two junglers and their power spikes. Penguin could definitely make an influence right now, whereas Karsa did the best that he could and now needs to make a race to level 6 to get the Weaver swap.
Potentially is mid lane, hang on.
Oh boy.
This is the 1v1 as a Scion. Xiaohu hammers him down and did not expect the damage, and now Penguin walked into for an ulti. Smacked down by Xiaohu Scion.
Get out of my lane. Immediately looks Icon in the face. He knows that how much damage he can do with his shield pop as well. And after Penguin got there, the level 6 from the solo kill gives him the ultimate access to bust him down as well.
I love how the Scion with Spellbook just comes on in and hits hard. Even going to Reju feed and null magic resist. There was no extra damage for the Scion. Just pure potential as Karsa comes into the bottom lane. Chelly has to dodge away from the seismic shove. And RNG up 2,000 gold at 6 minutes in the game.
Would you say, combined between the Q and the ultimate, that was a truck ton of damage coming out from Xiaohu? Because it definitely hit Penguin that hard.
Boy, you're definitely on the fence with that one, Preacher. I don't know.
I tried.
Oh, hang on. Zatai almost level 6 as well. Maiden has actually just spawned. Zatai needs to get out of this cage. Defiant Dance to reduce the damage. Penguin coming in as well. Maiden is going to slow him down. So is Penguin. 1, 2, 3. There goes Wolf. Penguin picks up the kill.
Penguin coming in because he knows exactly how that was going to pan out before it even started. The only minion that the Tai could have leaped to was the one that he did, which was very close to the river, allowed Penguin to come in and pick that one up with ease.
I'm really concerned though, because every time OMG look for a play, RNG are responding. Karsa's down here, level 5 still, but underneath the turret, Chelly and 5 have to be careful, because the wave is just not going to be there. Karsa will back away, pressure still applied, but look at how far Uzi is ahead in this lane.
They definitely are using their lane pressure.
Back into Penguin as well. Alright, Xiaohu's about 10 CS ahead, has 2 kills. Going Sterix Gage first, of course, and Xiyang has lane swapped on him. But guess what? Karsa knows exactly where you're going, what you're doing.
Oh
Xiyang
boy.
just got to this lane, will be ignited, and now, bye-bye!
What can you say? This is a defining game for Xiaohu right now. First of all, plays Silas in the top lane. Second of all, plays Sion in the mid lane. This doesn't even look like a tank. I think he's going damage this game.
Yeah, Sterix Gage, Infinity Edge, let's go. Sion mid going great, and the bottom lane just keeps on getting better. That's a Sion ulti. Where's it coming from? A flank! What?
Dang.
What a flank! Xiaohu has to flash out of the way. Decimating smash. Penguin, enjoy death! Because with Uzi and 3 kills, now suddenly there's more on the map.
I'm just going to say it right now. If Xiaohu doesn't get MVP for this game, I'm going to be very mad. That was such a great roam coming out of the mid laner.
God.
Goes in from the back as well. I mean, how do you counter that as OMG? You don't even expect a sign from that angle.
Chelly just smiling. He's asking himself, what the heck just happened? I cannot believe this game for RNG looks clinical.
Take a look at him. He
Wow.
drives past Penguin, express lane into the bottom, and then he knocks up Penguin before he can even use his ulti in the air so Kindred can't save herself.
That's
Because there are no wards currently placed that are particularly deep for RNG, the only one that is in Tribe Rush in bottom lane. Oh, nice.
Yeah, good dodge from Icon, but hello, Ming! Good flash. Justice Punch not going to be taken. Sengo and Paul out. Uzi takes the ultimate now. RNG, please don't do this. Great condemn from Vayne. OMG live on as Ming is caught out as well from the side. Trying to get the knock up here. Galio Hero's entrance. He escapes, but Ming almost dies in the fray as well. They flash on in. Icon still doesn't have the ulti, but they get one. RNG, are you kidding me? Please leave this fight now. I don't want to see this again. They lost 2 members. And that is just interesting.
OMG outplaying the situation, knowing that Uzi goes ahead with Ming without any of the other members there, immediately called their members up to the top lane. Sure, there was a teleport that eventually took Xiaohu there, as well as Karsa naturally joining, but it was too little too late, and Ming was more or less condemned to death before anybody could even help him.
But Uzi Ming caught out once again in this top lane. Seems like I'm just rinsing and repeating here for RNG, showing some weakness to their roster. Winning very heavily for Icon here.
Definitely, and I can see what Ming wanted to do there because he wanted to taunt Icon out, but range champions don't move. Condemned out of the ultimate from Penguin as well means that he has no chance to escape. And while this was very nicely done by Ming, eventually gets caught up by Icon who flashes in to get the last few autos.
I don't think he wanted to use the stopwatch there as well, so I'm going to send my couple of question marks out. Xiaohu just recovers the play to a small degree. But now on the top side, RNG, look, they still have the gold lead. They can still play around with this a little bit more as Rift Herald gets dropped down.
The last little bit of
A
play
lot going to be taken here. Look at the rotations. Only Chelly and 5 here, versing 3 members of RNG with full turret plating. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be another push. There's no way that OMG can defend this tier 2 with Xiaohu walking up as well. But hang on, Zatai, 1v1. Let's go. Vanguard's edge doesn't land. Here comes the Crimson Rush. Goodbye, Zatai.
Outplayed by Icon, immediately goes into the pull once the ultimate is thrown out by Zatai, knows the animation so well and avoids it, takes out the solo kill because of it.
And although he doesn't lose the maximum because you get 2 turrets, Rift Herald, gold lead, top lane has a gold lead. Jungle has the majority of it. And no, sorry, Uzi has the majority of it. He's almost got 3K.
And now you got to watch out because RNG is clumped and their 5-man ultis are ready for a team fight.
Yeah, they are. Look who's at the front. Chelly's there. Ming ready for shielded around. Silent ulti's in front first. Xiaohu getting tankier by the minute. The Penguin takes up the Winds of War, but it means nothing because OMG clear out the wave and are ready to stop this potential next engage.
The idea was that Xiaohu executes onto them, but here it is.
Oh, good win war, but Icon might just be able to walk away into 5's belly. Ultimate's expended from RNG, but not much given.
Yeah, very minimal being taken away. I was about to say that the major plan for Xiaohu was to go deep with that ultimate and then immediately use Ming's to follow up for the knockup, but they respect the tower, they respect the fact that they're not that tanky this early on into the game, especially seeing as it's a Sterax Scion as opposed to something like a Sunfire, so they play the cautious game.
While Xiyang sits on the side and starts bringing some contentious gold back into OMG's hands. 5K the difference. Nope, 6,000. One trade, but I'm sure we'll find out soon as in the nature of this game. Yes! Look at this. You lose this. Hang on, Xiyang. Xiyang, you lose this.
Dang!
Righteous Glory slowed him down. The Maiden hitting on down. The
TP.
White helping out. There's the flash. Xiaohu flashes on in. The Roar of the Slayer slows him down. Karsa finishes off the kill. In the cage, still fighting Penguin. The flick back. Lamb's respite, however, watch for Chelly trying to condemn them out of it as into the middle of the fray. Icon finds the Hemo plague, has to flash himself. Vanguard's edge. Zatai in the back line. Just skips a couple of beats. Absolutely travels through time and space. It's the Doc. It's Back to the Future with Zatai.
Do not ask any questions. Zatai is back and he is in form. Immediately follows up with the Xiaohu engage as well. That was so beautiful from RNG.
That was slick from Zatai, and I have been waiting for this man to show us why he deserves to be back in the top lane, and that gave me such a warm, heartfelt answer.
That was 7 dashes coming out from Zatai in the last fight, and every single one crucial onto the members of OMG. Even using his passive from his ultimate to reset his Q onto multiple members. What else is there to say other than that was beautiful?
All it took was one play from the top laner of RNG. Suddenly, they're even more on top as it started with Xiaohu being so cheeky with the wife and his husband.
It was a 1v1, and then they called Ming and also Karsa in, but while all of this was happening, you have to take a look back. Icon's pretty much condemned to death, but he's not, and it's even worse that he doesn't actually die here because he gives Zatai so many dashes available. Take a look at this. Uses Icon's low HP and also Penguin's low HP, just completely dashes and murders everybody on this Irelia.
When you see a good Irelia, that's when you go back home, you go to solo queue, and you say, I can do that too. The reality versus you. And I don't think anyone looks as good as that right now. Zatai spanks them down. And for that, RNG pull ahead to almost a 10k gold lead. In front of Baron, they stand. In front of Baron, they wait for the rest of their team to get there. And Zatai, even though he doesn't have teleport, now threatens the open inhibitor.
Look, and I said at the very start of this game that I would be mad if Xiaohu didn't get MVP, but man, Zatai put on such a performance that I wouldn't even be mad at the current moment. RNG, they are fighting for their lives. It's not cheesy because it wasn't through any strategy that wasn't expected. They played so standard, and it was pretty much just mechanics all the way around.
Yeah, there's no cheese here, only good RNG in front of us. 10k gold lead just hit as well, Breacher. Baron buff still available and alive, and Xiaohu starts threatening through this side rush to the mid lane. That inner turret, if it wants to stand, well, I'm going to tell you right now.
Got Scion in its way.
Yeah, there's a big brick in front of him. There is absolutely no way it can. So, OMG lose even more. Baron, a very real threat with the mid lane so long now. And this is going to be super hard for OMG to just walk near the pit.
And it has to be particularly depressing for OMG because right now, usually what they do is they want to trade one objective for the other, but because RNG has such good control of the entire map, take a look at the wards placed down onto the bottom side of the map as well. They can't even get anything for their split nature.
They really can't. Penguin trying to poke his head in towards the Baron, however. Xiaohu level 13. I'm expecting to see that again because Penguin's just been caught out, knocked into the wall. Lamb's respite. Uzi cleans him up, and guess what, RNG, they've got one name on the tip of their tongue. Let me spell it out for you. Nashor. It's time.
Nasha? Oh, it's Nasha. Baron Nasha time. All right, let's go straight for it.
I guess Baron would have been so much easier for you.
Let's go for it.
is going to be taken super quick as well, RNG.
I mean, there's just no contest coming out from OMG. They can't rotate any members across. They don't have Smite either. And Penguin, even though he picked up the Kindred, he couldn't even defend himself with his ultimates. I mean, there were 2 times when he could have used it, but permanently CC'd by the squad of RNG. That's a feels bad, man, for your signature pick.
It is. Preacher, there is a game that, for OMG, they don't look back on. This is a game that you go, well, RNG got us within 5 to 10 minute mark. 10-minute mark. That's a bit of a yikes.
I mean, it's more of a yikes. The Xiaohu can pretty much lane into anybody as his Scion. Yeah. It's looking pretty deadly.
This doesn't matter. EDG and Preacher, thanks for not helping me.
Yeah, you told me about JD, right?
Yes, JDG. My God.
Man, I don't even know which direction you're going in. You need to give me a hint.
I literally don't know either. They drive on the wrong side of the road here, so man, you think I'm going to start with direction? Absolutely no way. RNG, their direction, speaking of, is just towards the Nexus at this point. And why not? Zatai in the side lane, Barrowman is hitting up. Inhibitor turret going to be knocked on away as Ming doesn't mind tanking it up here as well. And everything but the kitchen sink left available for RNG.
You'd even imagine that would get thrown in for good measure. However, this is the last engage, I think, and even then, RNG just do not care.
A clean game number 2. That's what it's looking like right now, but RNG don't need to end it just yet. 2 inhibitors left up and available. 1 inhibitor turret, in fact, as well. They find the flawless duet onto Chelly. He's half health already.
Cut off.
Zatai wants to go in. Look at him. What? Icon.
There goes Icon.
That's a 3-man Demon Plague. They're going to make the last stand here as Icon goes golden as they get the flawless duet, but the turnaround immediately. Icon just gets popped on down. Zatai finds 1 reset, but can't get over the wall as Karsa flashes in immediately. Condemned back 2. OMG putting up a bit of a fight here in front of the inhibitor, but oh, Julia, it was just not your time. She'll die anyway. Inhibitor's next.
1 minute left on the Baron buff, and it was only a 1-for-1 trade between the jungler and also the support. It was very good execution from Icon. However, the fact that the rest of his team had to be ever vigilant of Xiaohu in the backline meant nobody could actually follow it up. And that transfusion, that Hemoplague didn't quite hit its mark.
Also important as well that Icon survived there. So, although the damage and the expectation was he'd burn them, it didn't quite come in.
And take a look at the rest of them. They all need to respect Xiaohu from cutting them off. 5 is the only person who needs to go in order to defend Xiaohu. To defend Icon.
Yep.
But meanwhile, while everything else was happening, the side of RNG with their Baron buff as well were just out-damaging them.
And they do eventually take that inhibitor in the end, so there's a double inhibitor down after the Baron play, but it's expiring now. RNG still working towards putting that final nail in as Zatai. Which one will he catch out? He's pushing up the wave. I think he sees the Vladimir, but can't get there in time. Oh, Icon stops the back. Very threatened here by Aurelia.
Needs to respect the fact that Aurelia could have stunned him up. I think that this is pretty much Zatai showing his dominance in this 1v1 to make sure that Icon has as bad of a time as possible. Can't even reach his power spike safely. Couldn't even go back to base at all. I'm feeling for the side of OMG. They can't even get their items in order to contest.
I mean, 3-item Vladimir, he's doing enough damage as is, and has definitely hit one of his spikes, but Icon will just have to back away. Ming flashes out of the cage. RNG on the last inhibitor turret as Weaver's Wall comes on through. They nail them down. Something Shove dodged away as Icon comes in with the Heman Plague, but it's only onto Ming. He may be able to take down the support, but he dies before he can. RNG coming with the flank. Xiyang knocked up again. Zatai putting the finishing touches in as well. And that'll be it for OMG. But for RNG on their final series of the Spring 2019 split, everyone comes up huge. Karsa in the early game, Xiaohu in the 1v2, Zatai smacks through the enemy side, and RNG are getting ready for playoffs with their huge individual carries.
RNG showing exactly what it's like to be a world-class team. Eventually runs it up mid. Who cares about running it down mid? They're running all the way up the ladder to make sure that they play as fewer games as possible in the playoffs, securing this